guys, it's Bella from Bella's Custom Crochets, and buckle your seatbelts, it's gonna be a long ride. This is the first podcast of 2020, and I have a lot. This is how we measure things with our hands. A lot of things to show you today. I have a new pattern release, I have works in progress, I have designs, I have random knitting, I have stuff I got for Christmas, and a lot of rambling. So we're gonna get down to business, and thanks for being here. Like I said, first podcast of the new year. Had a lot going on since I last talked to you. I think I talked to you in my last podcast somewhere before Christmas. So it's been a while. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season and that your new year has been great so far. Mine has. So yeah, we don't have time for rambling, guys. There's a lot of stuff. I have like side table and a chair covered in things I need to show you. I have a notebook, so hopefully I stay on track. And we're just gonna get right down to the business. Like I said, I am Bella, and you can find everything that you need to know about me is gonna be linked down below in the description box. So anything that I mention, I'm gonna try and make sure we have a link to that, be it my own stuff or somebody else's, and we try to be really good about having stuff up on the screen as well for you. And yeah, if you need to find me, all the stuff is down there. Go look. Oh boy, there's a cat now too. Okay, calm down there, buddy. I'll knock over the tea. You're coming to sit with me? Oh, hi. Strackapo. Are you gonna be good? It's always a toss-up between should I shut the door and have him be scratching at the door wanting to come in, or should I let him have free reign? And here you go. This is my boy cat. Hi boy cat, you want to sit on my lap and not be a nudge? Say hello to the people. Hi people. Okay, you sit down. You just lower your little booty. Okay, well that's great. Fantastic. Okay. No, nobody wants to see your bum. Nobody wants to. Okay, well, so much for getting down to the... I would edit this out, but he's glorious, so we're gonna let him stay. Can you please... This is not your podcast. Get your own channel. Okay. You have to lay down or you have to leave. These are your options. All right. There's just going to be a cat in my armpit the whole time. Anyway, did I say we were getting started? We're getting started. Okay, first up. I don't have it to show you because I made 2 of them and they were both gifted for Christmas purposes, and I don't have them any longer, but this week, now that you're seeing this video, the pattern will already be out. I released the Dandelion Dreams baby blanket. I am hoping we can figure out how to do that little thing where the video appears and a little link and you go there and it's great. From now on, when I release a pattern, I'm going to be doing something called a pattern drop video. I thought it was creative. And I'm hoping to do that with all of my patterns going forward. So if you would like some more information on the Dandelion Dreams baby blanket, I have that video for you. And it's got pictures, descriptions, measurements, everything you're going to need, skill level, all that stuff I'm going to cover in the video. There's also going to be a blog post. If you head to my blog, again, links. And yeah, the video is going to cover everything you need to know, but the name kind of tells you. It's a baby blanket. It's 4 colors worsted weight yarn. Super sweet, and I use what I call my dandelion stitch in it. It's a modified version of the daisy or star stitch, if you're familiar with either of those. And even if you're not, available to you whether you buy the pattern or not, there is a tutorial video, which again, linkage somewhere. A tutorial video, quick and easy, show you start to finish how to work that stitch. It's not a tutorial for the entire pattern, it's just that particular stitch. So even if you're not buying the pattern and you want to try the stitch in your own creations, feel free. As far as I can tell, I made it up. I couldn't find any other variations called that or looking like that. So I'm calling it my dandelion stitch, and I hope you enjoy it. There's also a photo tutorial on the blog as well, but if you purchase the pattern, it's going to make sure you have that video link in there, and there's a full photo tutorial on how to work the stitch. So you will be well informed on dandelioning. And also in the pattern drop video, this pattern is kind of a special release. It's going to be raising some funds for friends of mine. Their baby was born premature and she's been in the NICU for almost 4 months at this point. Her name is Zoe. And in that other video, I talk extensively about the medical issues she's facing and just kind of what the family needs. And I'm sharing it all with permission from my friend Jerry. She's totally cool with us sharing photos, names, links, all of it. So if you want some more information on where the pattern sales for the Dandelion Dreams baby blanket are going to be going to, again, go watch that video. And you'll see some pictures of Zoe and just I'll cover everything that she's got going on. And I'm really excited to see what we can do with this community. I love that people really rally for stuff like that. And I would love to raise a nice little chunk to hand off to my friends Jerry and Erin Kelly. I just noticed there was, right there was a penguin sticker. It has fallen. Okay. So that is my first pattern release of the year. So go check that out. Really sweet for baby shower gifts. And again, I talk about it in the other video, so we're just going to kind of skip ahead here and you can go watch that instead. So, designs. I have a lot planned for 2020. I don't plan out exactly, like I know a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, some people plan exactly like month by month what they're doing from the start of the year. I don't have it that well planned. But I do have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to be doing for winter designs. I got a couple summer designs, some stuff in the fall, working on some collaborations. So I'm trying to get all my little design ducks in a row. And first up, after obviously, I already released the baby blanket pattern, but next up is going to be what I'm currently wearing. So, I don't know, is it picking up? Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Oh, there you go. My green eyes look good with that. That's why I picked this color. Also, I love this purple mustard combo. It's wild, but I love it. So this is my one skein Wonder Cowl. Can you hear the cat purring? He's purring his little cat head off. No, we're not gonna see him. Okay, we're just gonna leave that. Never mind. There's a purring cat. You saw him enough already. Gonna have a sip out of my cat mug here. Christmas gift. Technically my husband's, but he's a crazy cat man. Okay. Nope, that's not your tea. That's my tea. This podcast has been brought to you by Jacopo. He wants me to pet his bum. I don't want to. Fun fact, I'm allergic to cats. I have 2 of them. It's glorious. Okay, so we're talking about this cowl. Okay, buddy, you need to go. Hang on. Hang on, friends. Say goodbye to the people. You've been great people. Okay, come on, Jackie. Okay, go find your sister. Go cuddle something else. Okay, sorry. He's just gonna keep sticking his butt in my screen. Okay. So this cowl pattern, it's currently written up. I'm going to be calling for testers on Instagram probably within the next week. So when this goes up, I don't think I'll have done a tester call yet. So you can keep an eye out for that. I always do tester calls on Instagram, Bellas_custom_crochets. If you're not already following me there, that'd be a great place to do so. This is my one skein Wonder Cowl. This one is DK weight. The intention is to also do a fingering weight version. I will talk about that shortly. But this is made out of, I don't have the tag, but I have her business card. Local Connecticut dyer. She dyes all natural yarns, or naturally dyes yarns. So this is dyed with logwood, I believe, which sounds like a tree, but I think it's actually a plant. Either way, it's from something that the Lord made, and it's purple. It's amazing. As someone who has tried natural dyeing, I'm super impressed with this color. Anyway, Erin of Cup of Tea Yarns is a fellow Connecticut gal, and I'm excited to be using her beautiful naturally dyed yarns in this one skein Wonder Cowl. As the name implies, I've designed it to be for one skein, because I know a lot of us have, you know, like your favorite dyer, your people following on Instagram, and they announce a shop update, and you're like, gotta get the things because they're gonna sell out. But you don't really have a project in mind, and you don't want to spend a lot of money, so you're like grabbing random skeins of stuff, and you we all have this like randoms in our stash that they're really beautiful, but they don't really go with anything else. And if you just have a single skein of DK, it's not like you can make a garment out of one skein of DK. You can generally do a hat, sometimes a cowl, but my intention is that this is for those lonely skeins that are hiding out in your stash that you bought on impulse, or the local yarn store was having a sale, or somebody gifted to you and you just don't really know what to make out of them. But obviously they're beautiful. So this, I'm not going to take it off just yet. But it is a short little cowl. I will take it off. Okay. I haven't woven in the ends yet, so forgive me there. I wanted to make sure nothing had to be ripped out during testing. All right, so it's got, as you can see, a tiny bit of shaping to it. Some neat little tricks in there for making that happen. But I don't know if you can see this stitch. It is typically a stitch pattern that is worked only flat to achieve the, I don't know if you can see, my camera doesn't focus great up close, but the stitches slant, like one row is going to the right and the other row is going to the left, so they slant back and forth, and if you work it in the round, usually you're going to end up with it spiraling. But I have a neat little hack for how to work this stitch in the round to achieve the same flat slanted look. You see the top is a little bit more narrow than the bottom. I like that because I like it to kind of hug in. A lot of times cowls, if they're just a straight up and down tube, they like sag on the top. And I don't like that. So just a little bit tighter on the top. It's not meant to be super bulky. Obviously it's DK weight. It's really nice when you have your coat on. It bunches up nice and snugly, and like you already saw, if you wanted to, you could get this going on if you're doing the skiing, the shoveling, the like. But it's light enough that I've been wearing it all day indoors, and it's not, oh, got fuzzies. It's not too heavy, but it is merino wool, so it's nice and cozy. Keep you warm. And again, it's a one skein project, so it works up really quick. And yeah, I got a couple nifty hacks in here, like I said, for the shaping and working it in the round that I'm pretty pleased with. So this will be coming out soon. Like I said, I'm going to have it in testing probably within the next week, and I'm probably only going to do a week or so long test because it's pretty loose gauge, one skein, very repetitive, not hard. So it's probably going to be, I'd say, advanced beginner, not difficult. And yeah, if you want to apply to test, I'm only going to need a couple testers because it's only going to come in one size. It's not like a garment where I need many bodies. Yeah, one size fits all. You could even go gender neutral on this if you wanted to. Fits comfortably over my adult size head. I should have my husband try it on just to see if I can market it as guys or girls. But I'm really happy with it. I like I love shawls and stuff, but I found, especially now that I have a baby, that they get a little fiddly when you constantly have to like be wrapping the end back over. Or cowls are super nice because they just stay in place, and no matter how many times that baby pulls on it, it's not going anywhere. And it's not a lot of added bulk under a coat. It's fantastic. You can wear it all day. So that, like I said, is the DK weight version. This is the swatch for it. You already saw the texture, but that kind of shows up a little better on the slantiness. And you can see it's not a super dense fabric. It's going to be breathable. DK weight version in Cup of Tea yarns will be coming out probably, hopefully beginning of February, thereabouts. And then I am working with another dyer from Connecticut, podcaster, dog lover. Not to name drop, but if everything works out with her, there's going to be a fingering weight version as well, which again will be one skein. So I know a lot of you have fingering weight skeins in your stash as well. Those are a little bit easier to use, especially if you're a knitter for socks and the like. But you know, you're hoarding up those one skeins. They need a project. So hopefully there's going to be a fingering weight version as well. It's obviously going to be lighter. It's like a little sock on your neck. And it will transition nicely from winter into spring. So that is the one skein Wonder Cowl. Stay tuned for more on that, I guess. I think I told you everything about that. Yes. Okay, so I have another cowl. I'm in cowl mode right now. Like I said, shawls have been a little bit a little bit fiddly for me. And cowls are really quick, and I like being able to use not a lot of yardage, not very expensive, and you still get a really, really beautiful end product. So the next one was kind of an impulse design. It wasn't something I was planning. Let me do a cowl swap here. A little cowl swap action. Okay, I'll hold it up first before I put it on. Again, it's got the same, slightly more narrow at the top than at the bottom. This one is ever so slightly. And it has a split in the side, so it fits nicely over your shoulder. This is a prototype. The final version, I'll probably show you in the next podcast. I'm waiting on some yarn to come. This is a prototype version, and we will talk about that in a moment. Okay, you see it? I'm gonna put it on. Okay, so you could definitely, again, there's more fuzzies in my mouth. The split goes over your shoulder. You could definitely wear it like this if you wanted to be doing the outdoorsy, sporty things and keep your everything nice and snuggy. Again, I pick colors that look good with my eyes. But my intention is that you fold it down turtleneck style. So still nice and warm, but it's not going to be, getting caught in your lip gloss and such. The split, as you can see, goes right over your shoulder. And this one is another one that's got some, not really tricks, but it's kind of a fun construction, obviously, to get the split. And then it works in the round. But this I designed out of, this is yarn that I had bought at my local yarn store. They do a big clearance sale in the summertime, and I had grabbed 4 skeins of this. I'd never heard of it before. Diamond Luxury Eclipse. It is made in Peru. It doesn't have color names, just dye lots, and it's 62% 62% fine superwash merino wool, and then 38% fine merino wool. So it's a mix of superwash and non-superwash, and it's very soft. I'm very sensitive, so I'm telling you it's very soft. I really like the yarn, but I got it. It was on sale during the sale, obviously. You can see the little slash mark. But yeah, after I made the cowl, and I was like, okay, we're gonna design a cowl. So I'm pretty good now. I take notes as I go. But pretty much, I was getting towards the end, and I was like, oh no, I think I might need another skein, because I was originally doing it solid green. The final design is probably going to be solid color. It is going to be solid color. The gray I added in because I needed more yardage. But I was looking to order more of the green, and as I was looking online, I think it's discontinued. I don't know if this whole Eclipse line is discontinued, because I was able to find it, not at my local yarn shop, but a couple other online sources had it, but not in these colors. So I'm not sure if they discontinued maybe just these certain colors, or if the shops that had it just have remnant and are selling out of what they have, and then it's gone. And there was, I couldn't find it anywhere. There was a couple in stashes on Ravelry marked as not for sale. So yeah, we needed another plan. This one is DK. It's not listed on the tag, but I think when I was looking on Ravelry, it was listed as a DK weight. But it's this very interesting, I have a little bit left. I don't know if it's going to pick up on camera. Maybe if I put it. See, it's got a lot of variation, which is how it gets this nubby looking texture. Variation in the yarn, I think they call it slub or schlubby, when it goes from thick, thin. Can you see that? Little thin bits, thicker bits. So it's got a very unusual texture to the yarn. So as I was designing with it, and then couldn't find the same yarn again, because it's so unusual, it would be definitely hard to match gauge with just a normal spun yarn. So I had to seek out some alternatives. So this one is DK-ish weight. I think, like I said, it goes from maybe a fingering to a DK or worsted with the little nubs. The one that I found as a replacement, I definitely wanted it to be green, is by Plymouth Yarns. I forget what the yarn itself is called, but it's by Plymouth Yarns, and it's the same thick, thin texture, but it's a worsted weight, I think. I haven't seen it in person. It is currently shipping, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to replicate this. It'll obviously be a little denser if it is a true worsted weight, and I might make it just a little bit longer as well. And like I said, I'm going for solid color, but I think the color I ordered is very similar to this green, that ferny, foresty, yellowy green, which I really like because it matches my eyes and my coat. But yeah, this is working title. I think I'm going to call it the Fangorn Cowl or Entwood Cowl. Lord of the Rings, anybody? Treebeard Cowl's a little much. But something about it reminds me of like gnarled, old, mossy trees, which has a very Lord of the Rings feel to it. And normally I'm not one for like thick, thin yarns like this, but I really like it as a cowl. I don't think I'd make a sweater or anything out of it, but let me hold it up closer for you so you can really, I don't remember if I held it up close before. It's got really good texture to it. There, that looks pretty good. So those thick, thin bits just really create some really awesome stuff. And this is crochet, by the way. It does look like it might be knitted, which is what I was going for. I love that ribbing effect. It is completely crocheted. And it's very easy once you get started. Maybe not beginner, but it's the same stitches throughout. So very repetitive. And once I get rid of the striping, you're not really going to have to do much counting, like row by row. And you could definitely modify it. If you didn't want it to be this long, you could definitely make a like mock turtleneck version to get rid of this roll, but I like the turtlenecky bit there. Like I said, working name. I considered calling it the Capital Cowl. When we lived in Washington State, there was Capital. Now there's fuzzies in my eye and bleh in my mouth. Capital State Forest, which was just a really beautiful old growth. The West Coast has some giant sequoias, and it was all like just that beautiful Pacific Northwest moss everywhere and gorgeous, but I feel like Capital Cowl is just kind of a boring name. So then we went down the Lord of the Rings rabbit hole, and Fangorn Cowl, maybe, perhaps. I'll let you know when I release the pattern, but this is going to be happening after, obviously, I get the yarn in the mail, hopefully this week. Gotta kind of re-swatch, do some remeasuring to see what I can do about gauge, and then maybe by end of February, March. Like I said, it's not complicated, so it shouldn't be too hard to get through testing. And yeah, I mean, realistically, I probably should have this cowl pattern out first because it's a little bit chunkier, but it's fine. It's fine, guys, it's fine. Hydrate. So those are the two designs that I currently have in the works, or three if you're counting the fingering weight. And yeah. Should I leave this one on now? I guess I'll leave it on. It'd be really confusing. Yep, so I talked about that. Check my notes. The only other thing I might have as a design currently is, are you ready for cuteness? Are you ready for this? He's so cute! Look at him! Look how cute he is! Okay, so this was another impulse, wasn't planning on designing, and actually I took no notes, so I would need to go back and remake him. But his story is I got a custom order for earmuffs, which never crocheted earmuffs before, but I got it done. And I was going to put out a pattern for him, but then like the day after that I created these earmuffs, and I was like, ooh, I haven't seen earmuffs anyway. This is an original design. Vincent from, what is it? The Yarn Punk guy. Not Bad. Vincent from Not Bad, like the next day put out an earmuff pattern, and I was like, okay, never mind. And it was very similar. So we're not putting out an earmuff pattern, but you might put out this. So when I was getting the yarn, this is that faux fur. I think everybody's kind of familiar with the Lion brand Go for Faux. This is yarn, guys. This is yarn. But this is the Hobby Lobby version. I think it's called For the Moment or something cheesy. But I was getting it for the earmuffs, and I was getting it in gray. And as I was putting it in the carriage cart, whatever, my daughter is like hugging the skeins and going, oh, 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 which is what she does when she like hugs her stuffed animals. So I was like, okay, kid, I'll get you some of the fur yarn. So I made her a cowl, cause cowl kick, for She wore it Christmas Day, super cute. She obsessively licked it though, like the texture of it on her neck. She just kept licking it, and it ended up like matted, and then I had to wash it, and then blow dry it, and like brush it out. Don't make your kids' cowls or your toddlers' cowls out of fake fur yarn. Regrets. But it's okay now. I fixed it. She looks like an adorable little Viking in it. But I had some left over, and I was like, okay, I'll make a little amigurumi guy. And fun fact, I actually, early on in my business, did a ton of amigurumis. It was kind of my thing. But I've since ventured into other things. But I didn't take any notes on him because I wasn't expecting him to be this cute. But seriously, guys, he's so cute. So he's just a little fur ball with some ears, little amigurumi legs, little felt nose, felt eyes, and then those are just the safety eyes. And he's pretty simple. I haven't written any amigurumi patterns just because I feel like it's kind of tedious. There's a lot of decreasing and stuff. And truth be told, when I make amigurumi, I don't like count anything. I just shape things until they look right. Rip back, shape it again. So I wasn't really keeping count. I don't know if you can tell, but the top of him is a little rounder than the bottom of him, which turned out cute, but it wasn't intentional. He was supposed to be spherical. But yeah, comment below. Should we make a pattern for this adorable little fellow? I've just been calling him Bear. She's at the stage where we're trying to get her to identify animals correctly. Most things are identified as a puppy right now. So we've just been calling him Bear, and he says grr, and yeah, for a pattern we're going to have to come up with a name. I was calling him the Floofy Bear for a while, but floofy isn't a word, so I don't know. So if you're interested in some Floofy Bear in your life, I might write a pattern. My eyes and face are so itchy because of that cat, guys. Regrets. I love him so much, but he's allergen-y. So yeah, who's not allergen-y? This sweet little bear. My daughter loves him, and I feel like he'd make a really cute gift for pretty much anybody. So might, maybe, possibly, kind of, depending on what response I get from all of you, encourage me, people. Enable me. Love him. Might do a pattern for him. Maybe more towards summertime, because I never know what to do in the summer. I don't know if you can get faux fur yarn in the summer. You must. I threw him. Okay, you go sit over there. We'll see. Maybe possibly a pattern for the Floofy Bear in the future. I think that would be a fun one to feature on the blog. Not really my normal thing, but I'm all about branching out. I no longer sell amigurumi unless they're custom order, just because I found, like, this absolutely would draw people to my booth. But a lot of times, at least at the shows that I'm at, it draws kids, and kids are like, oh, Mom, buy it for me. And then I'm like, this is the price tag. And parents are like, oh no. Because it's really hard to, I mean, he's simple, but he's tedious. Because you got to make multiple arms and legs, then you have to sew them on evenly, and then the eyes take a while, and I hand cut all the felt, and amigurumi are tedious, and it is very hard to sell them for a price that I make back the time and effort. I have, but it doesn't do great at markets for me, so I've considered selling them, maybe just online or custom order. I'm happy to make you whatever. But yeah, just ended up making a bunch of kids sad because parents won't buy them for them. Sorry, kids. I can't do Walmart prices because I'm not Walmart. Okay, that's a rant. We're coming back. Okay. That is all I have design-wise, at least for right now. I'm going to show you, I have one whip, a work in progress, that I'm going to show you. I have to reach because it's over here. It's not a he, it's a sweater. Okay, so I am making the Homegirl Sweater by Meg Made with Love. If you are not familiar with Megan, that's her. She's adorbs. But yeah, basically everything she makes, garment-wise, is exactly my style and aesthetic. And I feel like we have a pretty similar build and size and brown hair and glasses and the like. So everything she makes, I can very easily see myself in, and I've made a whole bunch of her patterns. The home body sweater is a really slouchy, comfy sweater that fit me all throughout pregnancy, which was awesome because it was the only handmade garment that I had that still fit. Like, I literally wore it I think I was wearing it the morning I went into labor through pregnancy. It's just got really big positive ease, cozy wonderfulness. But yeah, we don't really look alike, but I think people, I don't know. At one point I posted a picture of me in it with my giant baby bump, and Megan shared it, and everyone was like, oh my goodness, congrats, she's pregnant. Megan, not me. And she had to be like, no, that's not me, it's not me. Yeah, so apparently if you have brown hair and are roughly the same size, you're the same person. I don't know. But that is another rant. So I'm making the Homegirl Sweater, which is a very peculiar name if you ask me, but it's a really cute slouchy, I printed it off in black and white because I'm cheap, but hers is in gray anyway, so that's it. Off the shoulder, wide neck, split hem, wear with the leggings, cozy, wonderful situation. I am making it not in gray. I am making it in that same disgusting, gross green that I made at the bottom of my Vantas peplum out of, which if you want to see that, go back to episode 1 and 2. I talk about it lots. That one is by White Owl Crochet. Okay, so it's this. Soft and Sleek DK from Hobby Lobby, Yarn Bee line. And the whole world agrees, except for Hobby Lobby, that it is not DK. It is heavy fingering, at best a sport weight. It is not DK. That is a lie. No one ever gets gauge with this for DK. So it is designed with this yarn. She used a different color in gray, but I was able to figure out gauge with using the same yarn. That's the other thing I like about her patterns. I almost always get gauge, so I think we must crochet similarly. We're just, every time she posts a new sweater, I'm like, you designed the sweaters of my soul, Megan. So yeah, Meg, you're awesome. It's got a really interesting construction. When I first started it out, I was like, how is this going to be a sweater? But I understand now. Also, this shows up gold on screen. I promise you, it's gross green. Gross green. It's called Dijon, which again, I guess on screen, it looks kind of Dijon-y, but gross green. It doesn't even look green next to this. It's definitely a different shade, but it's got green and yellow in it. But anyway, construction-wise, right now it's looking like a crop top. I promise you, it is not a crop top, because I do not crop the tops. It is worked this way, side to side. So I was making it and I was like, why doesn't my stitch pattern look the same as hers? But yeah, it's got this really neat faux, like knit ribbing. Again, love me some faux knitting. So it's got a front panel. I'm working on the back panel currently. This is just a rectangle. Got to do some sleeves, and then you add the ribbing around the sleeves and the split hem on the bottom. So I'm very excited to have this in my wardrobe. It's nice and light because of the pretend DK weight yarn. And it's an acrylic, but I do really like this yarn. I think it holds up pretty well. I haven't worn my Vantas a ton, but I'm excited to have this in my wardrobe. I'm hoping to have it done by the beginning of February. Is that a hole? What are you doing there? Oh no, that's where, okay. Not a hole, it's just where I added the second ball of yarn. So we'll just tighten that up later. What was I saying? Want to have it done by February. My birthday is the beginning of February, and I would like to have this be my birthday sweater. My birthday jumper. I like it when people call it a jumper. Why don't we call them jumpers in the US? Ugh. So yeah, it's going to have this nice wide shoulder situation. Very excited about it to wear into spring, because by February I'm ready for spring. I live in Connecticut. I forgot to say that at the beginning. Here I am in Connecticut. There's Connecticut. Excited to have this one. So that one will hopefully be done soon. I don't like seaming things together. That is the one downside to a lot of her patterns are seamed. But to get that construction and that stitch texture, you have to do the side to side like that. Let's just look how cool it is. Look at that's upside down. Don't look at it that way. Look at that awesome, almost knitty looking amazingness. So excited about having that done. And what else am I going to show you? Okay, I think I have 2 more projects, or one's a finished object, one's a project. I've like segregated the knitting into its own section because I feel like that confuses people. I don't know. So I have a finished object. It's not going to fit me because it's for my babe. But how cute is this? This is the Taryn Beanie. This is by Blue Daffodil Crafts. Look at that brightness. And this is her dandelion stitch, which is totally different than mine, because it's knitting, first of all. But this yarn, I meant to grab do I have the ball band on this other one? Hang on one sec. Yes, okay. So it's this dyer. She is super local to me, like within miles of me, local to me. Rim Dragonfly. She's not super active on social media, but she does have an Etsy. We'll link to her there. This is a different skein that I'm going to be doing something else with, but she does hand spun. This one's hand spun and hand dyed. The one that I used is just hand dyed. It was a fingering weight, I think. I held it double. I don't remember if it was DK or fingering, but I met gauge for the kind of heavy worsted for this hat. Like I said, by Blue Daffodil Crafts, and it runs infant to adult sizing. And yeah, I love the yarn. I'm a sucker for a single ply. I know it pills like crazy, and I wish I could make all the sweaters out of it, but it would have all of the armpit pills. But yeah, I love single ply. It is my favorite. So this pattern, like I said, great range of sizes, and worked up literally one day. And not even like full 24 hours worth of knitting. And I'm not a very fast knitter. One day, like during nap times. And I had to rip back because I got excited and I started the dandelions too soon. So one day to make a whole hat plus some. The pattern itself, super easy to read. I think it was Dana's first knit pattern. I could be wrong. But super easy, super laid out nicely. That was a weird sentence. And she has like at the end where it says like continue from, I don't know, like row 3 to 19 or something. She has like written out each row so you can tick off where you've finished, which I think is super great. And she has a video tutorial for doing this extended dandelion stitch, which look how pretty that is. I tried really hard to get them all even. I didn't, but Dana was like, that's okay. Real dandelions aren't even either. Okay, yeah. I feel better about that now. But my daughter absolutely loves this. She's obsessed with hats, which is really funny because I feel like babies, toddlers don't like hats, but she loves hats, so good girl. I'm not going to put it on. I'm going to stretch it out, but it's really sweet. Put it on the bear. His head's smaller anyway. My baby's head is not the size of this bear. But look, you can wear it. Okay, Bella, you're crazy. You're crazy. And all the sales from this pattern, this is another fundraising effort. Dana is donating. Her goal was to, before Christmas, to hit $300. I think she got to like $270, which was super close, so congratulations there. But she was raising for St. Jude's Children's Hospital? St. Jude's. You're familiar with St. Jude's. But she is donating still, I believe, all of the proceeds from this pattern to St. Jude's. The pattern is named after a friend of theirs, their daughter, Taryn. It's in the pattern. It has a whole page describing the backstory, but I feel like it was brain cancer, something with her brain stem. The daughter was diagnosed with really low chance of survival from this, and through help of St. Jude's, Taryn survived and is doing well, and Dana designed this hat pattern around her, for her, and for St. Jude's. So if you're looking for a great, quick, super quick, this is the toddler size one, but it runs from infant to adult. I think adult small and adult large. So really anybody. Super great gift knit. Another good one skein project. Because I held double one skein, which I think had like 240 yards or something in it to begin with, so whatever half that is. And yeah, quick, easy, affordable, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Taryn Beanie, highly recommend. I don't wear a lot of hats myself, but my daughter is so into hats right now. I am making all of the hat patterns. I know, it's funny. I don't wear the hats, but I think I talked about that in my last video, which was my year in review for 2019 and 2020 goals. I meant to talk about that at the beginning, but we'll put it in here. There it is. So if you're interested in watching that, I did that last week. Just a breakdown of everything I did in 2019 and what I'm hoping for in 2020. But we're talking about this stuff now, so let's not worry about that. Okay, one knitting whip. Cute bag, you say, Bella. Where did you get this adorable project bag? Actually, this is a bag that came with my silicone breast pump. Glamorous, right? I like the trees, and I was like, oh, you a project bag now. So, yeah. This is my I'm kind of winging it sock. This is some yarn that I got in a swap for free with no tag. No idea what it is, but I really love it. And then this, I'm doing heel, toes, and cuffs out of another Connecticut dyer, Knits for Comfort. And I think the colorway was called Scrumptious Fire and Spice or something. This is what I knit my first pair of socks out of. So these two together, kind of fun. My sock's looking a little catawampus here, but look it. This is only my second pair of socks, so technically my third sock. And I decided I was going to wing it on the pattern, which may have regrets on later. But I used size, I think these are size 2s. Should I use size 2s? Yeah, US 2s, 2.75 millimeter. I love the ChiaoGoo 9-inch circulars for socks. I hate DPNs. Hate them. And I have yet to master Magic Loop, so this is great. Notably with the sock, I did the Fish Lips Kiss heel. It's got some tension issues, but I'm going to just sew up and no one's going to know the difference. But I figured it out thanks to the beautiful people of Instagram. It is a paid for heel pattern that is ridiculously popular if you knit socks. It was easy once I got going, but there was a lot in the pattern that was like implied that you already knew how to knit some socks, and I'd only done one, and it was heel flap and gusset, so totally different. So I had to have some people on Instagram help me out with stitch count and whatnot, because it was like, knit the heel stitches, or work the heel stitches, and I was like, which one are the heel stitches? I don't know. But yeah, once some helpful people helped me out, I got my little first Fish Lips Kiss heel. I don't love the way it looks, but supposedly it fits really well. We'll see. So the top is just 2x2 twisted rib, and then 6x2 twisted rib, or twisted the knit stitches, and then the purl stitches are not twisted. It fits very snugly on my tiny foot. It's the 56 count cast on. I wear about a 6.5, a 7, so I'm just kind of trying it on as I go with my little cardboard foot situation, which is part of the Fish Lips Kiss heel. She explains how to measure those. But it's very tight, but my biggest complaint about my other pair of socks that I also made on the same size needles without twisted rib, that was the vanilla latte sock pattern, is that they slump down your foot in your shoe, and I hate that. I really want to love knitted socks, but I need them to hug my foot and stay there. So this is really tight getting it on. It does fit. Look how tiny that is. It does go over my foot. I maybe next time will, I don't know, do something different, not twisted rib maybe on the top. So it's very narrow. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I did the cuff on size 1s or something. I should have written it down because I really don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, the cuff's a little tight. But the rest of it fits nice and snugly. It's definitely going to open up the pattern when it's on my foot. But I'm excited about it, and yeah, hopefully I get those done someday. I've decided that if I make 3 pairs of socks this year, that will be a win. I would love to do the whole box of socks every month, whatever, but with designs and the crocheting and the fact that I'm not really a knitter and I'm trying to run a crochet business, I don't have time to make myself all that many socks. But I'm going to make some. I'm going to get good at it. They're cozy. So that's that. Those are, we're not doing that bad on time. Still a long one. Those are the things that I have made and or am making. Now I have to show you the things that I have acquired. The stash positions, if you will. I hate that word. Okay. Seeing as Christmas just happened recently, I got some things. First off, I know I'm late to the party. This beauty. If you're not familiar, this is a book by Dora, I think Ornstein is how you say your last name? Ornstein? I'm not sure. Watched a video with her somewhere. But it is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful photos. I love the colors. And it basically shows you not only how to work, I can't really show you because you need to buy the book. I can show you. It shows you how to work the pattern in normal rectangular format or whatnot, but then it also shows you, hi airplane. It shows you how to do the shaping on them. So something particularly for me, I know when I was working my dandelion dance shawl, which is one of my very favorite shawl patterns of mine, I could not find anywhere a tutorial on how to increase or decrease the daisy or star stitch, which is actually daisy or star stitch in that pattern. It's not the dandelion stitch. I realize that's confusing, but here we are. Yeah, I couldn't find a tutorial anywhere because the shawl is asymmetrical, so it slants, and I could not, for a while, figure out how to increase and decrease that. So this book would have been helpful then, but I made it my own way, and I'm proud of that. But yeah, it shows you how to shape things. So if you were to make garments or really whatever, it gives you counts for basically like little charts and whatnot. Little charts. How to work those patterns. And it's got, I don't know how many are actually in here. I've marked a bunch with paper clips that I'm interested in using in designs. But yeah, it's going to be majorly helpful in designing. So Crochet Everyway Stitch Dictionary. This my mother-in-law got me at my request. So I'm excited to add that to my design arsenal, I guess. I have a couple other of Dora's design books. She does a lot of, or she has done a lot of sweater garment designs. I think she's got like a top-down sweater one that's super popular, and then there's another sweater one. I have them in my Amazon wish list, I guess, maybe for my birthday. That I'm very excited to own. Also, for the Christmas, my friend Emily of EML Fiber Arts, I think that's you, childhood best friend, still really good friends. She doesn't live local anymore. Her husband is Coast Guard, but when we see her, it is perfect. And she is my only fibery friend, so I appreciate having not only my oldest friend, but my fiberiest friend. And she got me for Christmas. They're stationed in Cape May, New Jersey right now, and this is from Cape May Fiber Co. It's a one-of-a-kind. If anyone is wondering what OOAK stands for, it is one of a kind. I know that a lot of people don't know what that means. So, one-of-a-kind fiber arts from Cape May Fiber Co. Hadn't heard of them prior to this, but yeah. That's pretty, right? And this is what I'm talking about, those one skein things where you're like, what do I do with this? You're beautiful. This could be a one skein wonder cowl. It's got some really oceany feels to it. So I don't know what I'm going to make with this. I would make myself a one skein wonder cowl, but this does not really match my coat. Which doesn't have to, but I don't know. It's going to go in the stash for now. It's beautiful. DK weight. Super wash. Love it. So that was my Christmas yarn. And then, not any time near Christmas time, but back in the spring, my parents went to London, and I acquired many things from them and sent them with a list. And like, they brought me back some stuff that I asked for, some bonus stuff, and then I guess my dad stashed away some stuff because he loves to give presents. That he's a good present giver, my father. So they stashed away some stuff from Loop London, which is a very popular yarn shop in London. So they got me a needle gauge that looks like a cute little acorn. So super cute. I have another one from them, but it's just a straight little ruler, so this acorn guy is pretty adorbs. Then a Loop London pin as well. I have a little pin collection, like a banner on the wall that has all my enamel pins on it. So we'll add that. I'm always worried to put them on project bags. This just has those backs that fall off and then you lose your pins. So I either need to get some of those like locking, the rubbery ones that stay on better, or they all have to live on my wall. So that's from Loop London, and then they also got me this bag, Loop London. It's just a little tote, no pockets or anything. But sweet little woodland pattern. So those are my Christmas things. I like it when people buy me fibery stuff. I get really weird about presents in general. I do not like to receive presents. I don't know why. Who doesn't like presents? They, I don't know, give me anxiety. But I love those. So that is pretty much the whole of what I needed to show you. One more thing we're going to talk about. We're going to wrap this baby up in under an hour. Look at us go. Only other thing I want to tell you about is January 18th, which I think when you're seeing this will be the following Saturday, 2020, I'm going to be doing a D-stash. We're going to try to figure out how to insert some photos here for you to see what I'm talking about, but I have gone through my stash. And knowing that in February I'm going to the Boston Farm and Fiber Fest, and in March I'm going to Stitches United in Hartford. And my birthday's in February, and just honestly, I need to clear out some stuff. So hoping to do a little clear out, bring in some cash to get me some stuff at the Fiber Fest. So I'm de-stashing. Full disclosure, none of it is fancy hand-dyed. I'm keeping all of that. But I do have a large collection of acrylic box store yarn. Nothing fancy. You could go get it just about anywhere. Some of it's discontinued though. But large amounts of it, multiple skeins, and yeah, they're just sitting in my stash, colors that I'm not using in my line. Just some stuff that's taking up some space that I don't necessarily need right now, and yeah, I don't like to have a big stash of stuff, especially if I'm not using it or don't have a project in mind. So I'm going to do a little de-stash over on Instagram. Again, Bella's_custom_crochets. And I think, I haven't decided if I'm going to do it in my lives or as a live, or if I'm just going to do it in my stories. I think probably stories, because then I can save it as a highlight if everything doesn't sell the first day, because it disappears after 24 hours. So I think I'm going to just take some nice pictures, descriptions, prices, and I'm going to do them in lots by like the same yarns grouped together. And if you're interested in purchasing them, they're all going to be marked down really cheap prices just because I need them gone. And then I'm going to calculate shipping. I'm kind of planning on doing US only because that's just the easiest shipping wise, but I'm going to calculate shipping based on where you're at. I'm going to weigh it, so exact weight. I'm not going to make any money off of shipping. I know a lot of people do flat rate, but I feel like that's sometimes not fair on both ends. So I'm going to give it a price, do shipping by your zip code or whatever, and yeah, I'll get those out to you shortly thereafter. So if you're looking for a lot of it's Lion brand, a lot of color made easy, colors that just aren't going to be in my line for 2020. There's some Red Heart stuff that's going to be nice and cheap, good neutral colors. There's some, you saw the pictures, you saw what there was, I don't need to tell you. So I have over 40 complete whole skeins that are going to be in this de-stash, and then a couple partial skeins. I've made some like scrappy bundles if you're doing like scrappy baby blankets or something like that. So yeah, I've never done a de-stash before. We're going to give it a go. Get you some yarn, get me some money. I don't know, sounds like a plan, right? So that's that. That's my story, guys. That's episode 3. Wasn't as long as I thought. Probably talked really fast. Probably missed some stuff. It's okay. Okay. So, hopefully I covered everything. I tried to stick to my notes. I hope you are all having a wonderful 2020 so far. And I'm really excited to see what this year brings as far as new designs for me and just the business as a whole. I'm very excited about what's on the horizon. And thank you for being here and following along. If you want to like and subscribe, I do appreciate that. I love comments. I love you people being here for whatever I'm up to. So thank you. I hope you check out the stitch tutorial for the Dandelion Dreams baby blanket and or the pattern for it, and go give those videos some love. The stitch tutorial is my first ever stitch tutorial. I don't think I mentioned that, so kind of nervous about it, but I think it's pretty good. I like it. Yeah, this is where my husband's gonna say, Bella, you ramble when you wrap up. Yeah, I know. Don't start the music yet. So until next time, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. Thank you for subscribing. Notification bell. Yada yada. You know the deal. Really excited that this channel just keeps growing, and I'm always impressed that anybody wants to listen to me talk. So thank you, and I hope you have a great weekend if you're watching this on the weekend. Great day, great week, great life. Have a good one, guys. Thank you for being here. See you next time. Bye.